This will not be a full Let's Play, I'm just going to do one part of this. There's lots of people that have done their own Let's Plays of this that were blind, whereas I know exactly what happens to this game. So, this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Individuals suffering anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit this site. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age, and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I'm Lunar D8, and I think I should turn the volume down just a little bit. This is a very good game. I would also say it's probably the healthiest relationship I've ever had in my life. It was meant to get a laugh out of people, but not a joke. That being said, it's a good game. Lots of people have done blind Let's Plays of it. That being said, I would recommend to everyone out there, not only is there a Doki Doki Literature Club Plus out there, as well as many mods, I would suggest that if you have not heard of this game before, that you should play it yourself and experience the game for yourself. Anyway. Also, I was thinking about that Dragon Ball Z power level thing again, for a sec. Like, what would be the minimum power level you have to be in order to do like what Nappa did with the military, where like Frieza blowing up a planet? But that's for another day. Main thing I want to say is I suggest this game to everyone out there to play. If you have not heard of this game before, I suggest you play it for yourself. And, well, there's lots of people that have played this game, and I would certainly say someone's blind reactions to this kind of game are the most interesting. I just wanted to suggest to people, hey, if you haven't heard of this game, which I don't know how you haven't, but if you haven't, you should play it for yourself. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to high school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk, and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Lunar. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me, after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Let me take that set off for a second. I was trying to just put my hand in between my mouth and the microphone, and it's like, whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students, making their daily commute. By the way, Lunar, have you decided on a club yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in that, joining any sort of club. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. I also recommend Cyberpunk 2077. It's a really good game, though you can get multiple playthroughs out of it. There's... Huh? I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little. At least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. But I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me, if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yay! Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well... Welcome to the video where I just sort of cough repeatedly. At least I'm covering my mouth, but I feel like it's still coming out very loud in the microphone. I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki make cupcakes and everything. Eh? Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake. Okay? Yay! Let's go! Let's go! And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Lunar, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. Ah, and it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Lunar. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Lunar. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit down next to me, or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh-ah! Did I make a Mario sound? I don't know. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Yeah, I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for you, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom. Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels it feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and about how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why we're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Lunar, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the worlds of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. If only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? But what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind. Last club meeting, it looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud and Give That Back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing them even deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yay, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think this will help us all get a little... I hit a button. Get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Lunar? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back on the original topic of me joining the club, I plan to come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other cubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Lunar, you all, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right, okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. And that's the thing, that's one thing I definitely like. Granted, this is a Let's Play channel focused on comedy, but it's really just a channel for me to talk about whatever comes into my mind without a filter. You know, just some crazy otaku talking about random bullshit. Sometimes I read books, sometimes I sing terrible karaoke. In general, one thing I want to encourage everyone is that just as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, to express yourself and talk about your feelings. And I think reading and writing poetry is good. I think listening to music's good. I think singing karaoke, even if you feel that your singing voice is terrible. And of course, I enjoy playing lots of video games. Fun stories, amazing backgrounds and environments. Like remember the Mega Man Legends backgrounds, and Mega Man Legends, like the underground lake ruins. Still say Brave Fence Musashi. Very good game. Lunar, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. And that's one thing. If anything, I want to try to encourage people to express themselves. As long as you're not hurting yourself, not hurting anybody else. Also, I might need a cough drop or something. I don't know. Sometimes I cough a bit. But yeah. I think it's important for people to go to the gym and play. Even if you're not athletic, I mean, it's still good to go to the gym. Maybe one day I'll actually be athletic, but I spend a lot of time on the bike trail, but usually I walk so much on the bike trail, I'm usually limping by the time I get back. And every time I go to the gym, I find some way to pull something or strain something. So, yeah. But yeah, I definitely encourage people to go to the gym, play guitar, play instruments, sing, draw, read poetry, read Shakespeare, read stuff like the Odyssey or Don Quixote or Canterbury Tales, read light novels and manga, read books about math and science and history. Watch plenty of Let's Plays, play some video games, watch some anime. Be sociable if possible, but you know how things are in modern times. It is what it is. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Lunar, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the clubroom, and make our way to their home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick your words. Think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Hope. Termination. Incapable. Peaceful. Portrait. Ambient. Love. Time. Comfort. Anime. Loan. Philosophy. Melancholy. Broken. Music. Sunset. Sunny. Hi again, Lunar. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Now, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the one last to come in, so everyone else is already in hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Lunar. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into a literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join new clubs this year and last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Monica. Natsuki finds herself between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops down into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Lunar always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with the busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is always so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Lunar can become good friends too? Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Yeah, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture for you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy, no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted. This is How Is This Girl Accidentally Being So Cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not being much of a reader. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down at the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? I guess I could read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I closed my eyes and ended listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will ever come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? Well, what kind? Oh, well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! Yeah, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fell out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're going to have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that out loud. I glanced over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. Yeah, it's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Yeah, not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret? I knew it. Come on, at least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori. It's written all over you. Yeah. Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. Hey, my hair is really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger, but nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. You meanie. Hey, and you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll have to thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this, aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful, the button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever button it, you would have noticed sooner it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? But it's so stuffy. Ooh, it's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttoned her blazer once more. Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, I won't get a boyfriend, right? So what kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't let me do things like this. Though her having the blazer button reminds me, you guys ever play Senran Kagura games? Especially Burst Renewal? Katsuragi. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing, jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on getting out of bed earlier. Fine. Getting into bed earlier. It's a deal. I guess we really are better taking care of each other than we are taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning? You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Lunar, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know that I'm putting in effort. Hi, Lunar. Having a good time so far? Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid. Bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Lunar. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would write. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So, I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable with doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry. I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for somebody who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between your words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say it's some kind of epiphany I had recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That's another approach I've had with things, is not to really worry about getting anything perfect, because I'll tell you this. I am the cringiest, most unlikable person on the internet. I am both simultaneously the most annoying and the most boring person here as well. And let's be clear, if I only put up a video if it was perfect and well done, I would have never posted a video ever. And while I am a person who does, take a lot of pride in trying to do a good job, at the end of the day, when it comes to expressing yourself or something, it's better to just let it come out. I mean, I know a lot of people write scripts and stuff for things, but unless I'm trying to talk about something specific, like, Dragon Ball Z power levels or something, I probably won't write anything down. Because I'm not trying to just recite something. As I stretch and yawn into the microphone. Ow, that hurt. But yeah. I do agree, whether it's poetry or singing, it's better just to let it out unfiltered and just enjoy yourself. After all, it's not like I have to try to make money off this or anything. Like I said, I doubt I'll ever even have 1,000 subscribers. But even if I had 1 million, I would never monetize this channel. Heck, I don't know why YouTube would ever even want to monetize this channel. I'm sure they would sooner delete this channel. Ow, I hurt myself again. Why am I this clumsy? I was moving and I stubbed my toe. And of course, a few weeks ago, granted, it's still technically a little bit ingrown on the toenails, but it was a lot worse a few weeks ago. I would literally be coming home from the bike trail with my toes bleeding, so that was painful. Eventually, I had to take a butter knife in order to stab into my toes to try to fix that. It's mainly better, but still, actually bumping my foot on something still hurts. Where was I? But main point being I think it's good for people to express themselves, to just enjoy music, to just enjoy reading and writing poetry, not to really worry about trying to be all. And same with these videos. I just really like Let's Plays. I remember watching Let's Plays back in 2007 or whatever time it was back then. I can't even remember what year hardly, but I remember back at a time where no one even knew YouTube existed. It was this, just 3 people in a city might know YouTube existed. And it was mainly just, there's a person who did a cat video and there's a person who played Mario, the end. It was one of those things that everyone expected in a year it just wouldn't exist anymore. And I just really enjoyed watching Let's Plays and funny little YouTube parody stuff. And granted, not rich or anything, but I don't want to ever make a cent off of this, even though I could probably really fucking use it. Says the man whose recording setup is sitting on a pillow on a metal folding chair with his laptop on another metal folding chair on his bed. But yeah, I'd never want to make a cent off this, and that was I'm not gonna have like a brand and merchandise and have like a fucking Lunar D8 merch store and fucking super chats and shit, which, again, I don't judge people who do that. I think that's awesome that there are people out there who make money off doing this stuff. I think that's really cool, and I cheer them on for it. But it's just, I don't want this to be ever about that. I just want to make videos for the sake of making videos. I mean, they're terrible videos. And granted, if I can make a video that does come off as entertaining, I make a funny joke here and there, cool. But what I'm saying is I'm agreeing with Monica here. I'm not gonna like go through all my videos and edit and clip out all the stuff that'd be boring and add in special effects just to get a laugh here and there and to make it the most entertaining thing possible. I mean, don't be wrong, if I'm playing a game, it'd be cool if someone's enjoying it. But at the end of the day, I'm just doing this to be myself. And for the most part, that's going to come off as very annoying and boring. And there's going to be lots of quiet times. There'll be times when I'm going to be coughing. There's going to be times I might space out or go off on tangents. There's times I'll basically start talking like I'm a fucking schizo poster. Partly because I am. There are sometimes I'll just be very unprofessional. Honestly, that's the only thing consistent about the channel, is a complete lack of any professionalism. So it's not like everything's going to be all neat and tidied up, even at a later time. It's just going to be me being myself. And, well, I mean, let's be honest. Out of everybody on the internet, I'm probably the most unlikable person here, so it is what it is. But I'd rather just be myself than try to force myself to be something else and edit a bunch of stuff and add in a bunch of special effects. Be like, oh yes, everybody likes me now and all this shit. That being said, part of me also goes to the gym and be like, it's like, yeah, look how much I can bench now, even though I've really made no progress. If anything, I've only gotten weaker as time gone on. I bench less now than what I could in the past. Even though I've been trying to go to the gym, I'm just getting weaker. And it's like every time I work out, my body is sore for so long, and I can't seem to recover. So I just keep getting weaker. Heck, part of me was feeling somewhat the videos of saying like, oh, I'm gonna diet and stuff. I'm like, yeah, look how much weight I lost and stuff. And it wanted to be like somewhat inspirational to other people, and also it's like, hey, look, I'm better, yay. But all I did was completely fucking fail at that. I mean, like I said before, I don't know how much of inspiration it is to say, hey, I'm Lunar. I'm not a successful person. I'm a complete failure. But to anyone who's a failure like me, keep trying. Don't give up. Even if it feels like you'll never succeed, just keep trying. Even if you feel like there's absolutely no hope of ever succeeding at getting more athletic or accomplishing any goal or being good at anything. Just keep trying no matter what. Heck, take guitar. While it would be good to be good at guitar, I mean, that's more important if you're going to be playing in a fucking band or some shit. But if you're just playing the guitar for yourself, here's the question. It doesn't really matter how good you are at the guitar if, well, you're never planning to actually, do it professionally. At that point, it's just an issue of you want to improve for your own sake, just to enjoy it. And then the day is this. There's people who have been absolutely amazing professionals at violin and stuff, but hated it. There's people who were incredible at piano, but considered it a chore. At the end of the day, I think it's more important just to play the guitar and just enjoy it, rather than, meet some metric. That being said, I'm awful at it, and I would not be suitable for actually playing in a band, but the point is, I don't play my guitar with the interest of, being like Metallica on stage making money. Though, I will admit at one point in the past I kind of thought to myself, hey, maybe if I play guitar, it would help me get a girlfriend or something when I was much younger. It did not. But that was less of wanting to be professional and more just wanting to feel like somebody appreciates and cares about me. So, yeah. But main thing I'm just trying to say as I take a drink is I just think it's important for people to express themselves. Whether it's guitar or whatever. And heck, when it comes to this channel, like I said, I think it's good that other people make money off of it, but I don't want to. Don't get me wrong, I need money. I have some very concerns in the future about even affording rent, says the person who occasionally buys a Steam card for like $20. But still, I think there's worse things I could be spending my money on rather than an occasional Steam card or some Taco Bell. And I really don't buy that much anime. I usually will either see stuff on YouTube or I'll rewatch the same anime DVDs over and over. Then again, I have plenty of anime. I can always go back through a bunch of other stuff. Though it's kind of funny. Most of my anime collection is stuff I was able to buy when I was an adult. I remember being younger, not having much anime at all, aside from stuff I could probably buy for money, because I worked... Since I was 14, I worked like through high school 37 to 40 hours a week in a fast food place. So I was able to buy myself a PS2 and some VHS tapes of animes and stuff like that. And some video games. As well as pay for my Boy Scout stuff and some books at school. So... main point being is just, I think it's important for people to read books like Shakespeare. And to look at art and just listen to music. I strongly suggest like Tool and Perfect Circle. But yeah, when it comes to like playing guitar, sometimes it's just, here's the thing, you're learning a new song. Yeah, you're probably going to fuck up quite a bit trying to play the song. Don't worry about that. Just keep playing it. The more you play it, the better you'll get at it. But at the end of the day, the most important thing in my opinion is, are you enjoying playing it? That's what should matter most. Now, obviously, is that a way to be a professional person making money from it? No. But it's just not what I'd be interested in. Same with this. I could use money, but I don't want to ever make a cent from this. And it's just because I just don't want to. I just don't want this to be about that. I just want to make a video for the sake of making a video. And same regard, I'm not going to be editing and cutting stuff up just for the sake of making it the most streamlined, like viral experience. Like, oh, it's 3 hours of content cut down to 5 minutes for only the funny jokes and haha moments, and cutting out anything that's even mildly offensive. It's like, no, we're just gonna be the most annoying, boring person here, and a typical Lunar video is you listen to this and you understand, oh, this is the most unlikable person in the world. And no matter who you are on the planet, probably listening to any one of my videos, you will probably feel offended by something I say. And while I am a very polite person, and I mean no offense to anybody, I am not about to change my opinions on things. I have my views on things, and my reasonings for that. I am who I am. That being said, I'll still have polite conversations with people. I'm not going to be like vulgar or shit. But I am who I am. I like anime and reading books and walking on bike trails. Like standing outside and watching thunderstorms roll by. I also listen to a bit of nightcore music. Or ASMR even. Those are both nice. Oh, let me know in the comments. What Dragon Ball Z fight from each series do you like the best? So, like, out of GT, which is the best? Out of Super, which is the best? Out of Dragon Ball Z, which is the best? Out of the original Dragon Ball, which is the best? But yeah, I don't know. Main point just saying is, I just really like making videos. They really don't accomplish anything, and they're just all over the place. But it's just a place for me to be myself. Even though, honestly, that advice people sell you, like, oh, just be yourself. Honestly, that's terrible advice. But it's still advice I would give myself as well. And to give all of you, just be who you are. Be yourselves. But when it comes to being successful at something, it's probably not going to work. But, oh well. I'd rather just be me. And that's pretty much what all these videos are, is just me just being myself. As awkward and as cringy as I can fucking be. But hey, if you like hanging out, listen to this video of the most unlikable person on the internet, I appreciate your company. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. What's interesting is that there's actually some side stories in the Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. And, well, a lot of things in this are referenced, and I'd say those stories are very, very necessary to really appreciate the game. And just be all around enjoyable to read or listen to. Okay, who should I show my poem to next? Sayori. Oh my goodness, this is so good, Lunar. Huh? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why, because I have no idea what I like either. Geez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So, when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a lunar poem. And that's what makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her cheek. You're so weird, Sayori. Yeah? I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds you how you're really a part of the club now, not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Lunar. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things is like this for a lot of other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That's will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Yeah? We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. But If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Yeah? This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through. So it's that bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes, and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really don't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that most social thing is recognized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different types of skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them. But getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to me herself, me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts, process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah! Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time reading, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Who? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left without nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it that way. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. That's another thing that's interesting. It's like it's always nice to enjoy the surface level of just music, but like lots of bands, when they write a song, I mean it's essentially poetry, but they have their own meaning that they had when they wrote the song. But there's also lots of people that will get their own meanings that are special to them. And in the end, all that matters is, did you enjoy the music? How you enjoy it's up to you. Natsuki. Lunar, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you really think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's just not very good, but yeah, I put effort. It will start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of that first poem you ever wrote, I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. I agree completely, Natsuki. Yeah, I told you that you weren't going to like it. No, I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So, people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. It reminds me of a video I made called It's Happy, It's Jolly, It's Good. I was talking about anime, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. Yeah, especially since, the line before it said, all these animals are doing things and they're being successful. And in the end, you're like, oh yeah, humans can try. But then the idea of not rhyming is like, okay, they fail. It's like, oh, this person succeeds this animal succeeds this, and then humans can try, but they're not going to succeed. But basically just trying, giving up, trying again, wanting to give up, not giving up, wanting to give up, giving up, trying, failing. Just life. So you did. I guess more went into this than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. A little more stressful than I anticipated. Turn on auto. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. Poems. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's why I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Lunar did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Yeah. And Lunar liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Yeah? That's not what I... Who? You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Lunar appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? And yours... Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was that full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Lunar started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned toward me as if they noticed I was standing here. Lunar. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Lunar. Wait. There's a reason we have to so many deep expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Lunar? Well? How did I get dragged into this situation in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, it's going to be... Now I'll say this. I agree with everyone's writing style. Now, I appreciate Yuri's style and things that are complicated, but I also like... I mean, I've read books like, Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I've really enjoyed that quite a bit too. At the end of the day, one, the person writing the poem is for themselves, but I'll say this. As long as I'm enjoying reading the poem, then that's fine. And different styles will be easier for... Like, here's the thing, there's sometimes I'll read Shakespeare and I'll be like, what the fuck is happening? Even if I've read it before, I'm like, what is happening? Then again, you can have somebody who is an expert and they'll still read something over and over, and they'll be able to find new comparisons. At the end of the day, all that matters is, are you enjoying writing it? Are you enjoying reading it? The end. But each of them has their own style, and honestly, I think all four girls' styles are very... Actually, I think it's important for all four styles to exist, as well as there's much more. I'm just saying, I enjoy reading all of the poems. I'll pick Yuri. Natsuki, you're right about I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take the poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. And it was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized, don't you think you should too? Natsuki clutches her fists. And then nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk around and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me having to look at all of your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it well, as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Lunar, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. That's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Lunar, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everybody. Everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something about your friends too? From your friends too? So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a little better job impressing those I want to impress. I nodded myself newfound determination. Lunar. Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, the thing between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen someone fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Lunar, it's nice that I spent time with you in our club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the situation I'm in. Kind, sure, but being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulders. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Precious. Sunny. Marriage. Rainbow. Heartbeat. Graveyard. Melancholy. Melody. Childhood. Pure. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, and the usual scene greets me. Hi, Lunar. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Yeah? I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always... simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really, I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets the contents spill on the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you planned to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves one option. Well, I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. Feel guilty, and that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face was in her book, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I just... something in my book. Yuri, tell Lunar to let me borrow some money. That's... don't get me involved in something like that, Sayori. Besides... you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I just... I didn't mean that. I get too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. What was the word? Revolution. That... still, coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me, but you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So if I had to trick Natsuki into making them, come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Pwep! Yeah! Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face, and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What was... A cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Haha. Natsuki! That's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears over the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. Heh. You're going to throw a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours look really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Eh. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes by Natsuki, and wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Looks like Natsuki's ribbons are kind of poking Sayori in the eye. Okay, now it's even worse. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course, she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. And I pushed a... She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me. Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period was study hall. Today, to be honest, I kind of just lost track of time, huh? That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware that you practiced music as well. Played music as well, Monica. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. That's... Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Lunar. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. And I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. And Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki's disappeared to the closet. Lunar. Sayori suddenly comes up to me. I'm going to go get some supplies from another classroom. Want to come with me? Supplies? What for? Well, you know how the festival is coming up. Me and Monica were going to make some posters and stuff. So I need to go find some crayons and markers and glue sticks. I see. Sure, I'll go with you. Yay. Okay, Monica. We'll be back soon. There you are. Lunar, get supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. But I wanted to. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff. Okay. It was just a suggestion. See if you can find poster paper too, okay? Okay. Ready, Lunar? Yep, let's go. Sayori and I exit the classroom. I follow behind Sayori. It hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey, Sayori. What exactly are we doing to the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would make an event out of literature. Yeah? Me and Monica have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're going to do a poetry performance. A performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone is going to take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah, that sounds kind of dull. Lunar, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like you say, the lines of a poem like, "Between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from the clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland." Like that. Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible to take you seriously when you talk like that. You're a meanie. You meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know? I know. I just meant that it's pretty unordinary contrast. Extraordinary contrast to your cute self. Or out of the ordinary, whatever way you want to say it. Don't say that it's embarrassing, but I guess that means I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I guess so. I'm so excited. The festival is going to be so much fun. Sayori spins herself around in the hallway again. Hey Lunar, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission. Snake! Are we a cardboard box? Mission, It's been long since I spent time with Sayori like this. But in the end, she hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a ball of sunshine, drawing happy vibes from the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As for the years went by, I began to hold myself up in my room more and more. So going adventuring with Sayori brings about a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow. Let's see what we have in here. Crayons. Sayori pulls a box of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand too. They're kind of dirty though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Alright, that's the one. One down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find it. Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Then at least move aside so I can look for more poster paper. Ah, I dropped one by accident. Ow! Smack. Kya! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor and the crayons spill over on the lap. Ow. You okay? My forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. Gee, Sayori. That's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist, then pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. Just do it for a second. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Man, that's going to swell up. I should find you some ice. Lunar. Where would I even find it around this time? I guess a cold drink would do? You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn. Even when through the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. What are you saying? I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out to the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? It doesn't really matter since it will be used as an ice pack, rather than to drink. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Sayori here. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot. Ah, sorry, I forgot. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. It stings. Just bear with it, it'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, Lunar, this kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? Yeah, what do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on things like you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump. And I would start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and you were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know. Did I really do that? Yeah, you don't remember? Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. I guess I was always focused on my games. I didn't pay enough attention to you. So in a way, it was my fault. Kind of like this time, too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head. Lunar, I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing to help me, even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart. Don't call me that. And I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. I guess when it comes down to it, comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. I guess that happens when you're friends for so long. Been friends for so long. Really? Maybe you're right. Lunar, I'm so glad that nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever? Forever? If I'm honest myself, there's no telling what we'll each end up for college or after that, so it wouldn't be fair for me to make any promises, but, well, I hope so. It's been like this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing. So my hopes are up. I'm so happy. Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her deep in thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her. I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know. Good luck with that. She's gonna see her forehead either way. Not if I hide it with my bangs. Sayori hops to her feet. She clutches her forehead and don't get stamped so fast after hurting yourself. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. Follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays her with fangs to try to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the classroom. Ah, you're back. Good time. I was just about to start sharing our poems. Sayori, your forehead. She's fine. Don't worry about it. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Well, anyway, were you able to find everything you needed? I have it right. Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all the stuff. Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Lunar. Well, Sayori. I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Me too. Okay, everyone, are you ready to share your poems? I guess I should grab mine after making sure the crayon box is closed tightly. I return to my seat. Who should I share my poem to first? Lunar, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. I'm not hiding anything, but your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so... No, wait, not even Natsuki? I guess Natsuki is less likely to admit how she likes something. But I don't think it's that. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Well, stop thinking weird things, okay, idiot? I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking. Let's not talk about that. Eh. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. Yeah? I don't know if I understand. Sai. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? I pat Sayori's head. Hey. I'm not a kid, you know. Are you sure about that? Maybe. Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, Lunar, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it. Why? Because, well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Heh. Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Sai, are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we get home. Really? Snap. I broke my pencil! Sayori hastily bends to pick up the pieces she dropped. But being inattentive to her sound, she bumps right into me. Sorry. It's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Let's sit down, Sayori. Yeah. I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh. Sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours. Geez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle in the shelf of all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. And bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets, hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging. Scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Kind of reminds me, I don't know where that book is. I once wrote a poem and submitted it to a thing. I think I was in 9th grade. I was like 13 years old. I wrote a poem. It was about the same length as this whole poem, maybe a little bit longer. It actually got published in a book. And it was actually the first page in the book. Though, while they never said anything about it being done that way, I think each book was made special to where, because the person who bought, because again, it was a way to make money too. They were selling a book. So I think I had to buy it, I can't remember. Or either that was given to me for free. I literally can't remember, I don't even know if I have that book anywhere. But I had submitted a poem, and who knows, maybe they only accepted it because then I would pay for it. I don't know. I can't remember if I received it for free or not. But my poem was the first page in the book. Then again, I think they made the book special. I think everyone they sent the book to, they just put that person's poem as the first page. If I ever find that book, maybe I'll read the book including the poem I wrote. Everyone's like, what kind of poem did you write as a 13-year-old, Lunar? And the answer is, it was very emo, let's be clear. That's the best way to describe it. It's like very, very emo. It's a very sad poem. But if I ever find the book, I'll read it. As well as the other books, the poems in the book. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against between my feet. The tile. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Holy crap. Sarah, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I think I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Ah, thanks. I feel like... I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing is the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. Seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Who should I show my poem to next? Hi again, Lunar. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright. It's pretty good. It makes you think of Sayori like the other one you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm not shy, I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone, but Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people. So don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then too. I'm not like unapproachable or anything, am I? No, it's nothing like that. I'm just still getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaninglessness. Load me. One thing I'll say is many of these poems change the second time through. Like this poem, after when you get to Act 2, becomes like twice as long. Some of the words are missing letters, some words are changed, and there's also entirely new verses and lines added. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll face yourself facing a difficult situation. When that happens, don't forget to save your day. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Hahaha. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Lunar. Your skills are already improving. Really. Thanks, Yuri. Coming for you, that means a lot. It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain, like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you feel, you see and hear. That's one thing to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, an example of that if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night. While I was slicing bread for a guilty snack, my attention was caught by the scuttling of raccoons outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My subconscious, well aware of the consequences, well aware that the raccoon is fed, will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon. Increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my own emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently. So, my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express myself the way that feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I'm sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing? And people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Lunar? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. It's nice to see you're putting in some effort. That's good. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds you of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so, yeah. Well, I guess if you've been friends for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Well, that was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away, letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other, in our own way. Whatever it is. I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggling, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang in chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross, she's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I'll have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. It helps people to realize how stupid they're being Like anyone would agree with the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they'd make fun of you for, or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as you're not hurting anyone, and it makes them happy. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poems were about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it. But she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really. Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding her words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it, like conveying emotions important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow, too. So look forward to it. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something planned for today, so if everyone could just come and sit at the front of the room.